My dear friends, I would like to recall some moments of my life today, and actually right now I'm standing under the chestnut tree. Chestnut tree is a symbol of my native city, where I was born and where I lived most of my life. I can tell you, more than 30 years I lived in the city where I was born. And this city, perhaps some of you know that it is called Kyiv. It's the capital city of Ukraine, so I'm Ukrainian. If you didn't know this, so here is the brand new information for you. Perhaps I am not talking too much about my country and the situation what is right now in Ukraine, because the topic is very complicated, sad, and very serious. But I decided that it's time to talk more about the country which you might have not heard of, and who knows where you will ever visit it, if you will ever visit the country called Ukraine. And until we can take some moments to talk about the country which I love so much and where my heart will always belong. And this tree right now reminds me of the Kyiv, the chestnut tree city. Kyiv many years ago was the city where chestnuts were the most amazing and fabulous. If you ever think about Kyiv, this is about chestnut tree, about the Dnipro river, about delicious ice cream, about Ukrainian traditional vareniki, about history and legends of this city. And if you will let me, I will try to share with you the stories about my city and the stories about my country. Unfortunately, I don't have too many videos about my own city, but filming right now this park, I wanted to share with you some thoughts about my native Kyiv. There are cities that stay in your documents, and there are cities that stay in your bloodstream. Kyiv was never just a place on the map for me. It was mornings with sleepy streets slowly waking up under golden sunlight, the sound of the metro rushing beneath the city, old chestnut trees standing like silent witnesses to thousands of lives, and buildings that seemed to remember every century they had survived. Kyiv always felt alive in a very human way, not perfect, not polished, but deeply real. When you are born in a city, you rarely notice how much of yourself belongs to it. You walk past old architecture without looking up, complain about traffic like it is your full-time profession, promise yourself to finally visit that museum someday, and somehow believe the city will always wait for you exactly as you left it. But distance changes everything. The moment I left Kyiv, I began carrying it differently. Suddenly, every photograph of its street felt personal. Every familiar skyline became something fragile and precious. I started missing details I never even noticed before. The way evening lights reflected on wet roads after rain, tiny cafes hidden inside old country yards. And maybe that is the strange magic of Kyiv. The farther away you are, the closer it feels. It becomes less of a location and more of a conversation constantly happening inside your memory. A city of beautiful architecture, endless stories, and people who somehow continue living, dreaming, creating, and laughing even during the hardest times. Kyiv doesn't ask to be admired. It simply exists with dignity, carrying centuries of history on its shoulders while still finding room for music from open windows, late night walks, and quiet human hope. Stay tuned for more videos about my Kyiv, not because it's very beautiful, but because part of me still walks its streets every day in my mind, head, and